Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Flying with Mike. Oh, if you could have only seen what was going on in the background. Wow. We decided, since we're with Sim Air Force, to fire up the ACARS program right away, and it had an update. Go figure. Story of my life. Every time I want to do something, there's an update. Anyway, welcome into Flying with Mike. That's my problem. Hey, it's been a couple days. Welcome and a surprise. I'm usually a little beat in order to do these things during the week. And I decided what I have planned shouldn't be, let's put it that way, complicated. Normally, flying for me isn't complicated. We're doing a training mission today. It's one I came up with, and we're going to try and see how this works out. So I hope you all enjoy. We're sitting on the deck here in Mid-America Scott Air Force Base. Actually, I should say Scott Air Force Base, Mid-America Airport. But, oh well, I erred. So, but yeah, we're at Scott Air Force Base, C40B, using the LevelUp 737-700. Technically, all transparency and all of that, political mumbo jumbo, it should be a BBJ. BBJ, though, they're hard to find out there. I know you guys in PMDG will go, well, we have one, but do you have this? No. I don't really know, and to be quite honest, oh well, it is what it is. I had other ways to go with that. I'm sure you all could infer, and I'll let you do the inferring. Maybe you get it right, maybe you got it wrong. But no, we're flying the 737-700 C40B Clipper. 4 or 5 of them are stationed here. I can't ever keep track of them. I don't think the military can either. Oh, I didn't say that out loud. No, just kidding. They very much will make sure where these are. So anyway, we're getting ready to fly. We're like I said, a training hop. We're gonna head from here to Springfield, Illinois. Shoot an approach. Well, I know for sure to a missed approach. And then come back on a star into here and call it a day. Like I said, not a long flight, but I hope I'm trying to learn a couple things. This isn't going to really do that, but it's beginning to work me into a new areas that I'm not quite familiar with these bigger planes. Definitely wouldn't be able to do this in a small one because those GPSs. Whoa. Oh, they get me every time, just like that drink of water did. Wow, sorry about that. All right, so let's do it, shall we? Let's crawl up in the cockpit, take a look at the flight. It is sunset, and I am going to let it go into dark. So you never know how this will turn out. Okay, so for today's flight, boy, we got a big flight planned for you. Like I said, man, I think we put the whole population of one of the small towns nearby on the plane. 10. I'm just kidding. Our towns are a little bigger than that, 12. But no. So, uh, yeah, we're going to fly with 10 people. 32,100 pounds of payload. They threw 30,000 pounds of cargo under us. I was wondering how that was going to pan out. Oh, with some brief. 14,980 pounds. This guy's fault. He went with Sembrief. Sembrief put us at Memphis for an alternate. Oh my goodness. But there are showers looks like maybe pushing this way. Even out the window here, it kind of looks a little, yeah, we'll see. It was, I mean, crystal blue skies today. Just beautiful weather outside. I hope those of us that live in St. Louis, especially those recovering from that massive tornado Friday, were able to really take advantage of it in the cleanup and all that's going on. And for those of you that had your head in the sand for the last week or so, Friday night or Friday afternoon, St. Louis took an F3 tornado. It first reported as an F4, but they've since updated it to an EF3. At some points, they say it could have been a mile wide. So there's a lot of destruction in the northern part of the city. Downtown didn't get hit, but surrounding communities and all did. It was a pretty mean one, something like 30, 40 miles. I'm sorry, 20, 30 miles on the ground. It was pretty intense. Then, if some of you will know about the London, Kentucky tornado, that actually all started with the system, not the one in St. Louis, but a few miles south. And that actually produced several tornadoes to get to that point along the track from Missouri over to Kentucky. So Friday was a really bad day. So anyway, prayers are still, I pray every night for the people up in North City and all the other communities that have been hit by these. It was really a rough day. All right, a lot more tranquil tonight. Again, flight plan for today, we're going to fly direct to Troy VOR, TOY, get on the Victor 69 to Springfield, SPI. Shoot and approach is my game plan. And then we're going to come back on the FARMR 3 arrival. All of this to take place on 3-2 left, not right. Here, that again, my boo-boo. But we'll work from the Scott side. So no need to land us on the civilian side. All right, to the weather. Winds are 310 at 13. It has been a bit of a brisk, not brisk, but breezy day. 10-mile visibility. They're still calling it clear. It's a stretch, but okay. Stick your head out the weather office, you might get shocked. Oh, wait, and look east. Correction, look west. But anyway, I'm not going there. They always kind of made me scratch my head on some things that came out of there. But anyway, that was then. Today is now. So beautiful day, like I said. Currently 73 degrees Fahrenheit and just moderate to low humidity. It was just an absolute beautiful day. So let's get to flying, shall we? By the way, we are online. KBLV, we are on the Scott Air Force Base side. Pick a spot, come fly with us. We'd love for you to come aboard. We're going to have, hopefully, a really fun flight. Hang on, why is this not resetting? I know why it's not resetting. Yeah. Okay, that's my fault. Again, this guy. Good thing is you couldn't see it. All right, let's get to work, shall we? All right, really. Whoa, what's going on here? My flight control stick was going red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. I'm like, what the? I've never seen it do that. Which one of you possessed it? So, all right, so let's get to work, shall we? What I was trying to do, okay, yeah, we're still good. All right, let's get up here. Let's turn that up a little so you can hear them. Bad thing is, the one warning you really want to hear, you can't. You really, really do want to hear a stall warning. Don't rely, yeah, you can always rely on the stick shaker, but it'd sure be nice to hear it before the stick starts throwing your arms all over the place. Anyway, passenger oxygen's normal, 3 green on the gear. EECs are on, electronic engine controls. And a quick test, all looks good. ELT armed and guarded. We're on heading status. Status will let us know how many minutes to alignment once it says align. 7 minutes. I'm sorry, once it goes to on DC. My bad. And then we also want to make sure the on DC comes on in case we're not able to, the generators are not able to work in flight. All right, moving on up. Okay, in our case, down. Let's get the ground power or the AC/DC unit to ground power. We're on ground power. Everything else looks good. Quick cross-feed check. Good. Everything down the middle looking good. Okay, cabin IFB switches both in the on. Equipment cooling, normal. Emergency lights guarded, and we'll keep the passengers lights or passenger notifications off. You'll see why here in a second. Probe heats off, electric hydraulic pumps off, while the switches for the engine hydraulic pumps on the engines are on. They're technically off because the engines are off. Always love that one. Can't test the CVR, cockpit voice recorder. And as we move on down, there is no trim switch. Recirc is in auto. Isolation valve now open, and the bleeds are open on the engines. The aforementioned engines that are not running. Lighting is set below, and today is an odd day, like I said. All right, there we go. So we're pretty close to everything set up here, looking good here and down below. All right, let's get to home, weight and balance, airside, go to the next page, load the OFP. Hey, look, that's right, 15,000 pounds was it? I'm double checking. 14,980, perfect. 116,219. Let's activate it. Let's back it up. And you know, I followed Skymatic in telling me that if I wanted the GSUs from Zibo in this aircraft, copy the folder over. I did. I don't think I get them anymore because the ground power unit's not there. So I may have to reload all of this. But anyway, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of not certain what's going on. So, all right, refueling. I don't even know if I saw the fuel truck. Yeah, I think I screwed up somewhere in trying to merge Zibo with LevelUp, and I think I screwed it up somehow. Oh well, always is user problem. All right, but anyway, it is saying refueling. We are getting cargo. When we're ready to board, those, so many people, we just got to do as it says, set no smoking switch to on/auto. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Let's get to work. All right, the rest of the panel. Actually, let's get down here, get this ready to go. Okay, May 15, June 11th. That looks good. We are at KBLV. KBLV. Okay. All right, we'll hold here for now. What I wanted to do is, because we were down to like 2 minutes now, wanted to make sure we had our reference and all of that in. Also, we are on nav. Okay, I'll quit blowing your mind away there and take it down slowly. Okay, continuing. So emergency lights window, we got the airport in, back up top, probe heats off, anti-ice off. We talked about the electric pumps on the hydraulics being on, trim air we don't have, and we're fueling the aircraft. Once we're fueled, I am going to go ahead and fire up the APU. And then we'll let the general board. Actually, he can board whenever he wants. It's just good luck getting in the plane right now. Them guys on the line forgot to put the staircase up to it. Oh, wait, we have one on board. Let's see if they know that. All right. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and plan out our flight here. With the help of Zebo, LevelUp allows you to take the flight plan you have in the system and put it to use here. Nice, just like the Airbuses, makes it for a lot quicker fire up. So we'll request. All you got to do is wait for the load, activate, execute. Takes a few seconds, just like in the real world. It doesn't just happen spontaneously. All right, and you can follow along on the Zebo site. They have a Discord channel, and you can learn what you need to do with SimBrief to be able to bring these flight plans, bring your entire flight to the plane without you having to do a thing. It's really cool, and I do have a paint scheme of this in the 800, but since I have LevelUp, haven't flown it in a while. What the heck? What I say, what the heck? All right, so let's get into this. I will be definitely making sure we do not have a departure out of here. But for those that are naysayers out there and say, yeah, you have one, I'm going to prove you wrong, I hope. Every time I try to be a smarty pants, it backfires on me. So here come charts. Okay, here's Springfield, by the way, and right now I think we'll use 3-1, and we're going to just shoot the simple ILS because we can plug it in down below, shoot it, missed approach out to FARMR, and come in that way. Okay, yeah, I've got to figure out how. Oh, I know how I can do this. I do know Add KSPI. It should have gave us 2. All right, good. So now I can click in quickly. All right, so here's our route, basically. Okay, so we're going to take off here from Scott Air Force Base. We're going to fly and do a direct Troy, or the fix after, which I think might be praise. All depends how quick I can get the plane. Actually, yeah, we'll have to be turning pretty quick. Had to think the alignment of the airport, and I think, yeah, we go out a little further on. So probably right at 400 feet. But anyway, we're taking off 3-2 left. Okay. So we're taking off 3-2 left. All right. Now, how do I know there's no departures? Well, it says 4. None of them going my way. Some of them I got to go all the way out to Indy, come back and come in. Well, you could, and I'm pretty sure they do, or down to Nashville or Bless, turn around and come back. They actually do training, folks. They are flying them planes just about every day, either on a mission with the generals or whoever, or training. I mean, that's what they got to do and stay current and all of that good stuff. So we don't have any departures. So we go execute and then go to legs. All right. I should have moved that up. Praise, gift, lich. We can look at that real quick here. Praise, gifts, lich, Aubrey, and DuPont. DuPont is where I think I'm going to turn and head for the ILS and then curl in on it on the intercept for it. Okay, I'm not plugging it in here, so I'm just going to have to be on my game. And then we'll come off and, like I said, go direct FARMR. Fashy, and then here's the arrival. So FARMR, Fashy, Pam.my, and then, like I said, we're headed to 3-2 left. Okay, and legs. Let's check that out. Coming back. Dup me Tibley. And we said ILS 3-2 left. Do what? Oh, I see. I see what it's wanting us to do. All right, so what I did is just made it final, so we come in at Tibley. Same as here, BLV, and then the runway. Then we hold at Tibley until they say, you can come in now. All right, let's get charts out of here. Okay, Next up is base. Well, we've got our flight plan. It is time to figure out our performance. Let's zoom in. Ugh. All right. First thing you got to do here, again, request. All it's going to do is put in what the aircraft is at right now. Once we're done here, I'm going to start firing up the APU. All you're going to get's a load. Perfect. All righty. I'm going to go ahead, put in our fuel 8.4. I will go 8.3. Okay. Now, 17,000. I'm going to go to 13,000. I'm going to explain why. It's only like 90 miles, I think, to Springfield. And we're going to, so I want to get her into cruise and then get ready for that descent to get on the ILS. So I don't want to get her up at 7 because how the computer right now thinks the airplane's going is it's going from Mid-America, following that route to SPI, and then to FARMR with no indication of approaches. They would probably shoot a couple of approaches at Springfield. They have it choreographed out so that the controllers know. And I think, let me read. I'm not going to worry, but I think Springfield may, put that in big air quotes, may be under St. Louis approach anyway. So, all right. So, like I said, here we go. Cost index 80. And you really don't have to mess with anything unless you change your mind like I did on your flight level, 13,000. However, I want to get up here and find out first. We are done fueling, so let's get that APU on. God forbid the general come on a cold airplane. I don't think that start switch is supposed to do. There it goes. Since we had that little snafu, I want to make sure it fires up. There it goes. Now it's going to go up somewhere in the above 4 to 6 range, somewhere up in there, maybe higher, maybe lower. But then it's going to come back, I'm sorry, 5 to 6. Then it's going to come back down to around 4, and the blue light will come on in between the others, and that is for your APU gen. There, we got my phone finally up and going so I can see whose lovely faces we have out there watching. And the APU is just about on. Okay, there we go, folks. We are on the APU. Okay, so back to where we were with performance. All right, let's bring Sim Toolkit in. And let me turn my phone down. It's nice to hear my voice, but you know, it's nice to hear my voice. All right, so Sim Toolkit, where are you? There you are. All right, so let's bring up SimBrief. And it changed a little bit overnight. Let's see if it changed here. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know. The saved flights here has changed. You can't see your flight from, you know, it. You can see your history by clicking. Otherwise, yeah, I don't think I like this. But they never ask us. So, all right. So from here, 234 miles, we're going to fly total, cut it in half to get to Springfield. So 120 miles, a little more than what I said. But anyway, still 17,000. If we were going to do that, we could have flown the whole route at 17. But I'm wanting to shoot a missed approach up in Springfield. All right, so pushing on here. So you have a couple of options. You can come to Performance Tools or Takeoff Performance. I like that one because it puts it all in. All I got to do is put the plane in sometimes in this case. And there we have it. Simple, simple, simple. If you go the other route, the Performance Tools, you got to fill in all the blanks, calculate. Now the benefit, you get the map telling you where your V1, rotate, and V2 is. Yes, technically commercial pilots are supposed to know that. This is Flight Sim. So I kind of, as much as I like to try to fly real, I try not, you know, save some time. But you also get the slope of the runway if there is any to put in for those that use page 2 in the takeoff performance. We'll show you it. Now we are going to go, flaps 1. No, we're not on 3-2 right. We're on 3-2 left. I was going to say, still going to give us flaps 1. Wow. Okay, cool. Takeoff 35, 142, 144, 149. That's what we're looking at on our speeds. Okay. Catching up here so I have something to look at. All right, let's get rid of Sim Toolkit and proceed. Go to N1. Now, here's where we put in that first set of information, takeoff 45. Correction, takeoff 145. Now, this only works if you set, wait a minute, is this the one you got to set? Okay, it works automatically here. The 767, if you do a D rate like this, you got to physically set it up at the top. All right, so they're going to say climb 2. Perfect. That works for me. Takeoff page. Click CG. Now go to next page, runway wind. That's on there, 290 at 11. Diagonal, 1-1. Runway slope. Again, if you used performance and tools, you would have that. If you're in Sim Toolkit, you have it as well. Surprise, surprise. And we do not. There's no slope. So 0, oh, wait a minute. You can't do that. You got to go U 0.0 diagonal. And there is another way, by the way, and I'll show it if this doesn't work. 319. Okay, you could have just left where I put the U 0.0. You could have left that blank, just put the backslash in 319 for the heading. That's it. And many simmers skip over this. Flaps 1. There's our numbers. And they are not the same. They're very close, though, actually. So we'll go with them 1, 3, 7, 1, 3, 9, 1, 4, 3. 7,900-foot runway, and we'll turn that off, and we're ready to go, folks. Let's get the general aboard. What do you think? So we can have general commotion. You would see a bus pulling up right now normally. Okay, PAX boarding. My goodness, those, oh, it's taking forever for 10 people to step up onto the plane. Well, I wasn't expecting that, so we'll finish up our stuff up here. All right, with the flight plan and all put in, all we have left is the middle here. And let's get our altimeter set. $2988. Okay. Let's see. Flight directors on. Airspeed to 143. All right, I tell you. Zulus 14, welcome aboard. What's up? We are doing great, sir. How about you? Glad to have you in here. We're just currently getting ready to fly a training route. It's sort of training. We're going to fly from here to Springfield, Illinois, about 90 to 100 miles north of the airfield. Then come back to Mid-America, Scott, land off the Star. So we'll see how this works out. All right, all the doors, I heard them close. We're out of here.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
No, I actually love X-Plane 12. And glad I got pushed to fly it. Whoops, hang on a second. Do this and that. Okay, it is time to fire them up. Sure, fire away. I'll try to pay attention here, Zoe Lewis, as I get this bird fired up. I'm going to have to take a pass because not because I would love to help you out. It's because my one of my daughters is a graphics designer, and she has helped out a lot with some of the design elements on the stream. So I kind of defer to my daughter for the help there, but I appreciate the offer. All right, we're just about stabilized, ready to go. Get that gen on. Okay, on. Perfect. We are just about ready. Okay. Okay, we are taxiing. Scott Air Force Base Common Traffic, some Air Force 18, taxiing to 32 left. Okay, final checks, lower cams blank, reject flaps 1, and trim for today's flight 55. Azul, welcome aboard, sir. All right, we're ready to go. I had one thing I wanted to check. Make sure we were indeed online. And Scott Mid-America traffic, some Air Force 18 departing 32 left, direct Troy.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
All right, here we go.
Knots.
Airspeed's alive.
V1 rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. 400. 1000.
All right, we are now headed towards Troy and on to Springfield, Illinois. All right, time to pull up the ILS for 3-1. That way.
Thousand to go. All right, we are doing really good here. We're on the V69. Now, granted, yeah, we're not hand flying it. We could switch into VOR up here on the EFIS and dial in 1600 and track it out. Track inbound SPI, and then well, you know what? We'll show it to you instead of say it. So there's 1600. Directly behind us, if I switch this to Not sure what that's all about, but technically you could. Now we're going to fly Auburn. I'm going to bring it down to about start our descent to 5,000. Hang on. So that I can get into the 2,600 foot range when I go direct. Well, when I turn for the ILS. Hopefully this will work. And I don't know how close to the course we're on has a direct off of Troy. Let me try something. And we're looking for 110. 1.5. And I'll put that over here. Okay. Okay, we're over Litchfield at the moment. And we're about to begin our descent to 5,000. Okay, so we'll have to climb back up to 13,000 after takeoff, or after the miss. Okay. It didn't like that we're already descending. Actually, we need to go a little steeper. Okay, basically what's going on here, folks, I planned a little too close, and we're having to backtrack out a little bit to get in here. And Okay. Did we get winds? I didn't catch. Okay, so we're getting lined up right now. We're a good 15 miles out. Think I've got the runway lights in sight. Springfield Capital Area traffic, Sim Air Force 18, approximately 7 miles on the ILS 431, missed approach. Well, looks like I may be flying this thing back. Like I said, there were some things I wanted to try out, and I'm learning. Wait. All right. I'm going to have to say I give up. I don't know how to proceed. Okay, sorry for being so quiet here. I'm off course by just enough to upset me, and I can't get the altitude under control. All right, well, we are, I kind of wish we hadn't shot the missed approach now. Oh, well. Yeah, look what we learned. Okay, so we got fast sheep Pam and then Dutmai and then our approach. 1099. $3.19. All right, Dutmai, I'm gonna want about 3,000 feet. Okay. Well, we'll fly it the best we can. We're basically hand flying it, and we'll see how we do on the approach.
Sorry about that, was muted. We are trying to now slow the aircraft.
Okay. Scott, Mid-America traffic, Sim Air Force 18, turning onto the localizer, 32 left. Full stop. Oop, wrong localizer. Okay, gear 3 green, runway in sight. No need for the localizer. And Scott Air Force Base, common traffic, Sim Air Force 18, stable on the ILS for 32 left. Full stop. Man. All right, hang on a second. Something doesn't feel right on this plane. That's part of it. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how she's already pulling? Let's take a look outside. Is there... Yeah, if I let go, the rudder kicks. So there is something wrong here. Hmm. But right there shows you there is an issue. See how the nose gear is cocked? Well, that also means your rudder is cocked because they're together. Unless... Okay, well, let's get into shutdown. Hang on. Ooh. Kind of curious what caused that. But anyway, that was a fun flight. I hope y'all enjoyed. Nice little stress reliever. All right, let's shut the engines down, shall we? Thought I'd trick it. Didn't work. If you didn't see what I did is I moved the needle so the rudder was centered again and turned off the hydraulic pumps. It didn't work as planned. Oh well. Anyway, we're at Scott Air Force Base. Wow. A lot of lessons learned not to try again. But anyway, it was fun. Part of this could be LevelUp. LevelUp had a lot of troubles. They've actually halted development on this until they figure out some flight dynamic issues. This could have been one of them. I don't know. But really, really a great, it is a good airplane. It does have the capability of being merged with Zibo so that you can use the great stuff that comes with Zibo. And by the way, both are free. Zibo is, well, that's what we flew into Louisville a couple days ago. Fun airplane to fly, lot of stuff on it. It, to me, puts PMDG to shame. And it's free. LevelUp gives you all 6, 7, 8, 900s, and they're free. So the fact that we have this little problem right now very well could have been our deviation and all of that that caused it. So that could very well again be user error. So, but anyway, let's see how we did. Let's could not submit, retry. There we go. I knew it'd go eventually. I don't know what it is about smart cars, but sometimes it like just takes forever. forever to send your flight reports. Anyway, what we were wanting to see that we couldn't see is our landing. 215 it got us at. Wow. I got a bad feeling the others got us a lot worse. Just something telling me. Just clearing off a couple things. What's going on here? Pirate. Okay. Oh, let's just do that. And another refresh. Oop, not on that page, on that page. Cool. All right, so let's take a look at them, shall we? First, we'll look at Elevatech. And you can see, actually, Auburn was where we should have turned, not Dupin. But, oh well. Fun flight, though, as you could see. It was fun. And that's what this is all about, folks. Just come up, have fun, try things out. You run into issues. Some people bail when something like that happens. You know what? Just hand fly it. Doesn't have to look pretty. You saw how ugly my flying looked. I'm impressed. 220 at 135. I guess I did something right on that approach. Cool. Well, let's find out with Sim Toolkit. Gives us a lot more data than here. Wow, we're showing rain here too. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. All right, Sim Toolkit 255. I'll be doggone. All three put us a really good landing. As you can see how ugly my flying was when I took over, which was basically from here all the way back to here. But you know what? We made it. We had fun. And we broke something along the way. Who knows? All right, let's complete the flight. Okay, we actually flew an hour and 20 minutes. Distance. Oh, yeah. 0. Well, we flew for an hour and 21 minutes. Oh, you didn't know we were in a helicopter, did you? 3,000 kilograms, 1.5 on the G's, 255 feet per minute. Hey, we saw all of this with Elevatech. Volante users, you'd have seen the same. However, Sim Toolkit goes to the next level. That's what I want to see. 1, where did I land? Because I really thought we were going to hit the aiming point. 2, what did the numbers look like? What was our heading? What was our pitch? I mean, those you can get from a replay, but what you're seeing here, and I'm shocked it actually was on 3-2 left. I was expecting it to say we were fourth. No, we would have been 6,000 feet down the runway. 2,800 miles off the feet off the center line. But no, it recorded us on the right runway, 8,000 foot runway, 150 feet wide. Here's where you're supposed to start your landing, not in this area. And then wherever you end up, try to keep it within these hash marks, only because that's your landing zone. Should give you enough to stop at the end. Like how I said that should. All right, so let's look at it, shall we? Okay, also these hashes are 500 feet down the runway.
1,000 foot for the aiming point. Very visible. When you're visual, you can see those big time. When you're in the clouds, obviously you can't. Your ILS is keyed to put you in this area. Also, these 4 boxes right here are the PAPIs. They too are angled at the right, whatever that perfect angle is, to try to get you in there. So that's why you want the white over red. Red means you're short, white means you're long. Get them both. You should be pretty close to that. And we were 1,770 feet or so down the runway. That's not bad, folks, on an 8,000 foot runway. We had plenty. We probably could have made echo, but we didn't. And that's because of fighting the aircraft again. So again, a total fight. I think mostly user error on my part. We'll check it out and we'll resync everything. Remember, I did have a joystick issue on takeoff right before that I cleared up. Maybe that had something to do with it. So who knows? But we had a fun flight, and I hope y'all enjoy. Hey, if you did and you're new to the channel, hit that follow button. Love to have you come aboard. Be a part of the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube after you've gotten done laughing and all of from the comic relief here of my flying, hey, hit that subscribe button. All that means, okay, if you're coming from Twitch, I get it. You think you're going to pay money. No. Over in YouTube, subscribing is like following. It's free. Now, if I ever monetize the channel, which I believe I'm able to, I just haven't yet, then there would be another step like Twitch has. You have follow and then subscribe. YouTube, you have subscribe, then memberships, I think it's called. So once we do that, and I've been saying that for quite a while, so I just would like to build up the audience more to prevent any of them going, no, you can't be a whatever they call it in YouTube world. So, and pull it from me. So, all right. So, hey, we had a great time. I hope you all have had a great week. It's hump day, or just about the end of it, Wednesday. You're over the hump. Weekend staring you down. For those in the U.S., Memorial Day stares you down. So, very special holiday here. We pay tribute to the fallen soldiers and other people who watch over this country, be it domestically or abroad. We honor them. Plus, a lot of people, you know, honor their family members who have fallen. And it's really remembrance. I want to say at one time it was called something like Remembrance Day. Keep that in mind, folks. Those soldiers, and you know, yes, the soldiers gave it all, and give it all every day. The sacrifices they have to go through. Some are still overseas now. We may not be any big battles or anything like that, but that takes a toll. And the family members, remember them. They are back cheering them on, helping them on. So remember all of that, will you, folks, as we are going into Memorial Day weekend. I know many of you are going to be out in your boats and on the lakes and out picnicking and partying and all of the good stuff that go along with a holiday weekend. But there is really some meaning to this weekend. So besides the start of your summer. So enjoy, be safe. We do plan to try to come on Friday. We'll try to come on, well, we will come on Friday and Sunday. Monday's a little dicey. Things have changed here. And I may or may not be able to come on this Monday. But no worries. We'll have things ready to go for you. And hope you all enjoy. So for now, we're going to basically call it a night. It was fun. And I hope you all learned a couple of things. And maybe I'll figure out what the heck happened. I see someone at 200 feet, about 30 miles above us away. Someone's playing with a helicopter, I think. So, but anyway, y'all have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the work week. Hope it's a great week for you. And for those government jobs, just realize next week's short week. God bless you all. Have a great week.